Hello and welcome students. We are into the 20th video lecture made on the subject of mechanics of solid, whose subject code is ME201, and the topic which we are going to discuss today, student, is the shear force and the bending moment diagram for simply supported beam. It is in continuation with the previous lecture in which we have seen how to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram for a cantilever beam. I am Shri Krishna Mishra, Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. Before moving into the lecture, first of all, let's explore the objectives of today's lecture. The objectives of today's lecture are, students, first we will understand how to calculate the bending moment at any section of cantilever beam having UDL. In the previous lecture we have loaded a cantilever. In the previous lecture, students, we have loaded a cantilever with the point loads in this way, and then we have drawn its shear force and bending moment diagram. But today what we will do, students, we will apply the UDL, uniformly distributed load, over a length of the beam, and then we will draw its shear force and bending moment diagram. Then after, our second objective will be to calculate the bending moment at any section of the beam of cantilever type having UDL. So both shear force as well as bending moment, both we will calculate, students. Shear force as well as bending moment, both we will calculate for a cantilever beam, which is loaded with a uniformly distributed load, UDL. Then our third objective is to calculate the bending moment. All right, third objective will be to calculate first of all the shear force, and then after the bending moment for the simply supported beams. Cantilever beam cases we have discussed. Then after, we will discuss the simply supported beam first, which is loaded with the point load, and then after, the one which is having the uniformly distributed load. So we are going to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram based on the calculation of shear force and bending moment, first for a cantilever which is loaded with a uniformly distributed load, and second for a simply supported beam which is loaded with point loads. So let's move into today's lecture now. First of all, let's consider the case of a cantilever which is having a UDL acting on it, which is having a uniformly distributed load acting on it. Let this be the uniformly distributed load which is distributed over the entire section. We all know that cantilever beam on one side has support, and there is no support on the other end. It is free from the other support. All right, and the load which is acting, let the load be is W per unit length. Then, as I have already told you, in the case of uniformly distributed load, students, what we do, we suppose that whole of this UDL is acting at some point, and that point is generally the center of gravity of the whole load. If the load is acting on whole of the beam, then we can say that its center of gravity will lie at a distance L by 2 from one side, at a distance of L by 2 from one side, at a distance of L by 2 from one side. All right, and what will be the value of this load? The value of this load, students, will be equal to, since it is W per unit length, therefore W into total length. What is the total length? The total length here is denoted by small l. So W into L will give you the total load which is acting at a distance L by 2 from the portion B. I hope you have understood. We have converted this whole of this UDL into a point load, We have converted whole of this UDL into a point load which is acting at the center of gravity of the load. All right, now then what we will do, we will calculate the shear force and bending moment. Now shear force value is basically what? Shear force is if you take any section, for example students, you take any section, let this be the section, or let this is the section which is already given in the diagram, this be the section, and the distance of this section is x from this point B. Then the shear force for this particular right portion, we all know that shear force is the unbalanced force to either right or to the left of the section. We are considering in the cantilever the right portion, and the sign convention for the right portion is that the force which is going downward will be taken as negative. So here the whole of the load is going downwards, and we will consider the center of this portion. Center of this portion means if this distance is x, then the load will be considered to be acting at a distance x by 2, at a distance x by 2 from one end. All right, so in this way what will be the shear force at point B? The formula first of all for shear force will be equal to shear force SF x, for any unknown x, it will be equal to how much? It will be equal to the load, small load per unit length, into the length value, into multiplied by length. And what is length? What is length? Length is your small l. So length is not l because we are considering a section. So the portion, the length of that particular portion from one side is your x. So w into, we will write x. Now this is the shear force equation. Now the value of x, if you place the plane at point B, if you place the plane at point B, then there will be no distance from the point B of the plane. It will be taken as 0. So the value of shear force, students, the value of shear force, where at x is equal to 0, at x is equal to 0, that means where at B will be equal to how much? It will be equal to 0. All right. Similarly students, similarly the value of shear force, at what? At A is equal to how much? At A it will be equal to how much? At A you will take length, you will take small l, length value equal to, not l, x value equal to, you will take, when you will put your plane, that plane which we are considering for calculation of shear force, if you will take that plane to the extreme A portion, then the distance of this plane from B will be equal to whole of the length, that is small l. So in place of x you will put the value of l. Then what will be the equation for shear force? The equation for shear force will be equal to, the value of shear force at A will be equal to w into the whole of the length l. In place of x we will write l. So on one end students, the shear force value is 0. At B the value of shear force is 0. Here it is equal to 0. And on the other end it is equal to WL. And since we consider a negative as the forces which are going downwards on the right hand side of the section plane. So plane we are moving in this way. All right. So plane we are moving in this way. Plane is moving in this way, and we are taking the values. Of this side. So it will be considered as right hand side, and for right hand side the forces which are going downwards are taken as negative and those going upwards are taken as positive. So in this way we have got the value for drawing the shear force diagram. So in this way we will draw the shear force diagram. First of all we will draw a baseline. This is the baseline. All right, we will mark the sections. This at point B we will draw a vertical line from this point B. Then from A also, in between you don't have any load, you have a UDL only, and in this way you will draw a vertical line from point B to the value at point A. What is the value? Value is minus WL, means it will be all the values which are in negative are drawn below the baseline AB. So WL value, since it is negative, it will be drawn in the downward side of line AB, and in this way we will join the value of stress at B, the value of shear force at B, and the value of shear force at A with an inclined line. So this is the shear force diagram, students. This is the shear force diagram. Now let's calculate the values for drawing the bending moment diagram. So first of all, we will have to frame an equation of bending moment. Again, let's consider a plane at a distance of x from this B. All right. Now what we will do, again in the same manner, this portion from x to B, it is having a UDL, and that we will consider for the length x. So the total load will be considered as point load acting at its center. And what will be its value? Its value will be W into x. All right. And if we are considering the bending moment, if the section is at a distance x, it is point load is acting here, and it will be considered at a distance of x by 2 from B. So if someone asks you what will be the bending moment for this particular load Wx, what will be the bending moment from point B? It will be equal to minus Wx. Wx is given to you, and since the load is, we all know that load we consider as on the right hand side. If we are taking the right hand side portion of the section, then the load which is going in the clockwise to the section, the load which is going to the clockwise of the section, that is considered as anti-clockwise, and those which are going into the anti-clockwise across the right hand side of the section, that is taken as positive. So here the load Wx is considered as going clockwise on the right hand side. So we can say we will take the value negative, we will consider its negative value. So therefore minus symbol, first of all we will put for bending moment equation, first of all we will put a minus symbol, then the load value is Wx. All right, and then after, what is the distance from the point B of this load? The distance is x by 2. The distance is x by 2. What is the distance of this load from this section? You must say that is x by 2. So you will put x by 2. So the equation becomes, students, becomes mx is equal to minus Wx square by 2. Minus, as I have told you, it represents the hogging, sacking and hogging. Sacking is the positive bending moment and hogging is the negative bending moment. Now if we put the value of x, as you will move at point B, the value of x is 0, so you will get the bending moment value also. Put the value of x equal to 0, so you will get the bending moment equal to 0 at point B. So at B you are having 0 bending moment, and at A, here what will be the value? When you come to point A, when you place the section at A, the value of length which you will take will be your small l. So in this equation, students, of bending moment, you will put in place of x as l. So the equation will be converted into minus WL square by 2. Why minus? Because I have already told you, because it is going clockwise on the right hand side. So minus WL square by 2, minus value is taken below the baseline. This is the baseline. All right, and the value is WL square by 2 minus WL square by 2. Now for joining it, always keep in mind that we will go one step higher. If here student, it is inclined line in the shear force diagram, always you will draw a parabolic line. You will draw a curve here. Always you will draw a curve here. Always you will draw a curve, parabolic path here. All right, it will be a parabolic path here. All right, so in this way you can calculate and draw the shear force and bending moment diagram for a cantilever which is loaded with a uniformly distributed load, Then after, this is the complete diagram which I have tried to explain you. Now let's take an example. We have a cantilever beam, students, whose total length is 2 meters, and it carries a uniform distributed load of 1.5 kilonewton per meter. So the value of UDL is 1.5 kilonewton per meter, and it is spread over 1.6 meter length from the free end. So basically this is the location of the uniformly distributed load. It is till the distance of 1.6 meter from this point B. So this diagram, first of all, as per the given values, we have drawn this cantilever beam loaded with UDL for a distance of 1.6 meter from the free end. Total length of the beam is 2 meter. Now moving further, what we will do again, for drawing the shear force and bending moment diagram, we will first of all calculate the shear force and bending moment value. So how we will calculate the shear force and bending moment value? We used to take the section. For example, if this is the section which is at a distance of x from this point B, then for this small portion student, the UDL will be converted into a point load whose value will be equal to 1.5 is per meter, kilonewton per meter is the load, and since the length is x, so 1.5 x is the load which is acting at the center. And how much, where it will be considered? It will be considered at a distance of x by 2 from the plane. So the shear force equation becomes equal to how much? 1.5 into x. This is the shear force equation. Now at x is equal to 0, that means that is at B we will have shear force value equal to how much? 1.5 into x. So x is 0, so it will be equal to 0. Now at C, now the C, you can see if you move the plane, the next position where you have a load, or where the UDL is getting, where the UDL is ending, is at C. So at C you will find the value of shear force. So at C, shear force will be equal to, at C the total length now is that at C you have the value of x is equal to how much? 1.6 meter. All right, so putting it, you will get the value of shear force at C equal to how much? 1.5 into 1.6. all right, it is equal to how much? 2 point something, 2.4. Yes, 2.4. So this is the value which you are getting, equal to 2.4. Then after, a student, from C to A you don't have any loads, therefore the same value will be at A also. From C to A, since there is no load, means you will have to draw a horizontal line. So the shear force value where at this point A will be equal to how much? It will be equal to same. Shear force at A will be equal to shear force at C, and that is what? 2.4. So I hope you have understood. Now let's draw in the same manner. This is the data which we have calculated to draw the shear force diagram. So now we will do one thing. We will draw the vertical line from each of the points, from A, from B, from this C as well, and then after we will draw the baseline for shear force. This is the baseline. Then after, what we will do, see, at point B you didn't have any value of shear force as x was equal to 0, so here it is 0, and at the next point C you have the value of shear force equal to, we have calculated 2.4, and since it is in the downward direction on the right hand side, it will be taken as negative. So 2.4 will be taken in the below the baseline because it is negative. How much it is? It is 2.4. Then after, join this with this. Then the next is, you don't have any load from C to A. From C to A you don't have any load, so in this portion you will draw a horizontal line. There is no load, so this becomes students your shear force diagram. All right, this becomes your shear force diagram. Here on the right hand side, what is the value which you have obtained? It is also 2.4. In this way, you have drawn the shear force diagram, students. Now we will try to draw the bending moment diagram. How we will draw the bending moment diagram? Again, in the same manner, we will have to first of all find an equation for bending moment. How we will find the equation for bending moment? See, bending moment, you will first of all take any section. You are taking, for example, section here. Again, in the same manner, at a distance, this section is at a distance of x. Let's take x. All right, this section is at a distance, for example, x. And then what will be the conversion of this UDL into point load? Since the load value is 1.5 kilonewton per meter, means the load which we are considering to be acting at the section of this portion between this section plane and the point B, this load will be equal to 1.5 into x. We already have seen. And this distance from here to here, this distance is how much? This distance is considered, since center of gravity x at the midpoint of the section, so x by 2 from one side. Now this is the equation. How we will write the equation? Bending moment at any section x is equal to, it will be equal to 1.5 into x is the load. And what is the distance of this load from this section plane? The distance is x by 2. So we will multiply with x by 2. What we will get? We will get the equation is equal to 1.5 x square by 2. 1.5 x square by 2. You can write it in this way also. 1.5 x is the load. It is in kilonewton. So kilonewton, and the distance is in meter. So no need to convert. Directly also you can write 1.5 into x square divided by 2. I hope you are understanding what I am writing here. Here you will put x square. Now this is the equation of bending moment. Now since at B you have the value of x is equal to 0, so bending moment at x is equal to 0, that is at A. At what? At A, not at B, is equal to how much it will be? It will be equal to 0. Why? Because x is 0. And the bending moment at the next point, next means C. Bending moment at C, you have the value of x at C equal to 1.6 meter. The value of x is equal to, here is x is equal to 1.6 meter. So using this length, the bending moment at C will be equal to, you put the value of x as 1.6, so 1.5 into 1.6 whole square. You will take whole square here divided by 2. All right, you will take the whole square here in this way. So it will give you the value of bending moment at C. Similarly students, at A you don't have any load from A to C, but here the distance we are calculating the bending moment. So here one thing you will have to do, bending moment students, bending moment where at A, how you will calculate? Here the value of x will be how much? It will be changed. See, if you are putting the section, if you are putting your section students, where you are putting the section? At A. So this particular whole of the length you will take, and what is the value? The value, now when you will take the value of the center of this UDL, try to understand what I am saying to you. You are taking, you have to find the bending moment at A, and the load is here at this center of this UDL. So where it will be? It will be at its center, means from here Try to understand, students, from here to here. The distance is how much? 1.6 divided by 2. The distance is how much? 1.6 divided by 2. Alright, 0.8, 0.8. And you will add the remaining distance. You will add the remaining distance from here. You will add the remaining distance, but remaining distance is not given to you. So for this reason, the other step is that the whole of the length from here to here is given as 2 meter. And this from here to here, the length is half of 1.6, means 0.8. So you can subtract this 2 meter length from 1.6. You can subtract 1.6 from this 2 meter length, and you will get the value equal to 0.4. So this particular small portion length is 0. Not this small portion length. This divide. Once again I am telling to you, this is 0.8, students, and this whole of the length is 2. So the remaining distance from this point to this point will be equal to 2 minus 0.8. 2 minus 0.8 means it is equal to how much? It is equal to 1.2. All right, so this is the value of x which we will have to take. So you will put the value of x here as equal to 1.2, and then what you will get the value, then you can calculate the value of bending moment at this particular point. So in this way you can calculate the bending moment. Let's see what are the values in the answer. See here, the values are given to you. Shear force we have already drawn, taking the values for bending moment. At B, the bending moment value is 0. At C, as I have told to you, when you will calculate in the same manner which I have told to you, you will get the value of bending moment equal to 1.92. And since the nature is anti-clockwise, since the nature is clockwise on the right hand side, it will be taken as negative. And the value of this bending moment at point A, again in the same manner what I have told to you, 0.4 plus 1.6 divided by 2. So it automatically will give you the value equal to 1.2, which I have calculated. And in the same manner you will find the value of bending moment at A. After calculating the bending moment, both are in negative, we will draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Shear force diagram I have already told you how to draw. For bending moment diagram, the values are known to you. First of all, you have drawn the shear force diagram. In the shear force diagram, you have the final answer. Directly you can see this is the final answer, students. In this diagram you can see, in the shear force diagram you have 0 value here. There was some value minus 2.4 at C. Then there was no load till A, from A to C. So again this will be a horizontal line here. So an inclined line from here to here, and then a horizontal line here. So in this way your shear force diagram was completed. And in the bending moment diagram, what you were doing? In the bending moment diagram, this is the bending moment diagram. How we have drawn? This is the baseline which we have drawn first of all. Then since there is an inclined line, from A to C, the result of this inclined line is that one step higher, means if there is an inclined line in shear force, then we will join those points in the bending moment diagram by the parabolic curve, in this way. So we have drawn here. Then after, from C to A, again at A we have calculated the value of bending moment. It is 2.88. So again, since there is a horizontal line in the shear force diagram between A to C, so in the bending moment diagram we will join by an inclined line. Alright, so I hope you have understood how to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. Now students, we will move and solve one more question. This is the question, student. The question is saying to you that again you are having a cantilever beam and the span is 1.5 meter. We have to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. We have to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram for this particular question. Already the figure is given to us. In this you also have a point load along with a UDL. So you will have to first of all take a section, and then you will have to frame an equation for shear force as well as bending moment. So let's see, let's directly try to make it shear force and bending moment diagram. First of all, drop the vertical lines from the important points, this B, A, this C. All right, and between A to C also there should be a line, but right now we don't know where we will have to draw that line, because we are going to get any maximum value of bending moment between A to C. Now baseline we are going to draw. Let this be the baseline for shear force, and let's start drawing the shear force. Let's start from the right hand side. The first force which is given to you is 2 kilonewton, and since it is going downwards, we will draw a vertical line downwards. And how much value it will show? It will show the value of 2 kilonewton. Then after, from this point B to this point A to this point C, sorry, you don't have any load, means you will have to draw a horizontal line from here to here. All right, it is negative. Below the baseline we always take the value negative, and since all the forces are going downwards, so negative value we will take. Then at C you don't have any load. Between B to C you don't have any load, and from C the uniformly distributed load starts. So at C again nothing we will consider, because the whole UDL we will take as point load, and that will be acting where? That will be acting at its center. And how much will be the value? 1 kilonewton per meter is the load. So 1 kilonewton total load will be considered as 1 into distance. And how much is the distance? The distance you will have to calculate. Distance will be equal to how much? Distance will be equal to 1.5 meter. From 1.5 meter you will have to subtract 0.5 to get this distance in which the UDL is acting. So 1.5, sorry, 1 into how much distance? 1.5 minus 0.5, that is 1, means 1 into 1, 1 into 1 means 1 is the total load. 1 kilonewton load is total acting. Then after, students, after calculating this particular thing, what we will do now, when you will take the section at A, here the load that is acting is 1, and what will be this distance? This distance will be equal to 0.75. all right, so the contribution of this point load of this UDL, which has been converted into a point load at A will be how much? 0.75. Distance we generally don't take, we will only take the point load. Student. All right, and the point load is how much? 1. So between this C to mid portion we will take. So between this C to this mid portion, already student you were having a load here value. Basically, students, what you are seeing here, already you were having a load value here. All right, so from here you have drawn in shear force diagram, you have taken 2 kilonewton load value. From here to here it was 2 kilonewton till C. And then for A, what you will do, in between you are having a 1 kilonewton point load, and since it is going downward, so again it will be taken as negative. Minus 2 kilonewton was already there. And 1 kilonewton more in the negative direction you are adding on it, so it will be equal to minus 1 plus 2. It will be equal to, in here it will be equal to minus 1 plus minus 2. It will be equal to how much? It will be equal to minus 3, means in negative direction. So what we will do here, in the downward direction you will indicate, you will indicate the value minus 3, and then you will join this C point to this point, and in this way your shear force diagram is completed. Here it is minus 3, here again it is minus 2, and here it is again minus 2. So shear force diagram was easy. Now for bending moment diagram, more calculations we will have to do. What are those calculations, students? In bending moment diagram, we all know that at the point B, what will be the bending moment? At the end, always the bending moment is equal to 0. So at B, the bending moment value is 0. Now for C, How you will calculate the bending moment? The load which is acting is 2 kilonewton, and from C the distance of this load is 0.5. So 2 into 0.5 will give you the value of bending moment at C, and since it is going in the clockwise direction and we are considering the right portion, so it will be taken as negative. So negative we have taken, students, and it is equal to minus 1 kilonewton meter. Then now the next point is point A. At point A, how we will calculate? At point A, students, again there, now when we are at A, we have two forces. One is this UDL, which is converted into a point load at its center of the value 1 kilonewton, and also you have a point load of 2 kilonewton which is acting here. So due to this 2 kilonewton, what is the distance of this 2 kilonewton force from this A? It is 1.5. So 2 into 1.5, this we will take as negative. Again, that same reason, clockwise is taken as negative. And then the second load is 1 kilonewton, or 1 kilonewton, and its distance from this point A is equal to how much? It is equal to half of the total length in which UDL is acting. UDL is acting on 1 meter distance. So half meter distance will be the distance of this particular point load from this point A. Alright, so this we will write now. This is the load 1 into 1, and half is the distance from the point A of this load. So in this way, when you will add both of this, you will. So the final bending moment diagram which we will get is, this is the bending moment diagram. All the values we have considered, which we have calculated. And one more thing which you will have to take care every time is that this particular line, if this is inclined line in the shear force diagram, you will always use a parabolic curve to join the points in the bending moment diagram between these points. Alright, so this thing you should always keep in mind. In this way, this is the bending moment for this particular case. And always, since the nature was anti-clockwise, students, since the nature was clockwise in the right hand side, so therefore we have considered as negative in bending moment diagram. Alright, this is the bending moment diagram, students. This is your what? This is your bending moment diagram. And what is here? The above one in the blue, that is your shear force diagram. Alright, and why it has been taken as negative? Because all the loads which were acting here, all the loads, they all were going downwards, and we are considering the right, we are starting from the right hand side. So in this way, all loads we have considered negative. Therefore, they have been made below the baseline. This point I hope you have understood, that why we have taken negative in the shear force and as well as in the bending moment diagram. And the second important thing which I have told you, if there is an inclined line in the shear force diagram, always you will use a parabolic in the bending moment diagram. If there is a horizontal line in shear force diagram, then in that case you will draw an inclined line. You will have to use an inclined line to show the values in the bending moment diagram. This is important. Always keep. Now, in order to evaluate how much we have understood from today's lecture, students, let's solve some multiple choice questions. Let's start with question number 1. What is the question saying? The question is saying that bending moment in a beam is maximum when? When is the bending moment maximum in a beam? We all know you will get the maximum bending moment only when the shear force value is 0 at that point. You will get the maximum bending moment only when there is some 0 value of shear force at any point. For example, if this is the beam, students, if this is a beam, and in the shear force diagram, if you are drawing first of all the vertical lines from these two portions, and due to any loading, if due to any loading you are finding that your shear force diagram is like this, somewhat like this, that it is having 0 value in between here, then always keep in mind, students, that in bending moment diagram you will always have a maximum value here. At this point. Alright, So this means that whenever shear force is value is 0, then you will get the maximum bending moment. So here the option C is the correct option for question number first. Coming into the second multiple choice question, what is question saying to us? The question is saying that the positive bending moment is known as, we all know that positive bending moment is known as sagging, positive bending moment is known as sagging, and negative bending moment is known as hogging. So this is corrected. It is a positive bending moment is known as sagging and negative bending moment is hogging. So corrected. It is B is the answer. It is not A. In order to surprise you, it has been given as A. Now moving further, coming into the MCQ number 3. What is the question saying to us? A simply supported beam of a span x meter carries a uniformly distributed load of W per unit length over the entire span. The maximum bending moment occurs at C. There is UDL acting on a simply supported beam. There is UDL acting on simply supported beam. Over the entire length. Alright. So the maximum bending moment, it is very obvious that its diagram of shear force will be an inclined line passing through the baseline. Will be an inclined line passing through the baseline from the center. Means at center you will have the value of shear force equal to 0. Shear force value equal to 0. And where shear force value is 0, there you have the maximum bending moment. So in bending moment diagram, you will in bending moment diagram you will have a curve whose maximum is at the center. Means maximum bending moment is always obtained at the center of the beam when whole of the beam is loaded with a UDL. Alright, coming into the next multiple choice question. What is the question saying? First of all, let's read. The question is saying that the maximum bending moment is, this is the diagram in which we have to find the value of maximum bending moment. So we all know that maximum bending moment in a cantilever is obtained at A point. Why? Because bending moment is calculated by multiplying the load with the distance. Distance is 3, load is 30 kilonewton. So obviously 30 into 3, that is 90, is the maximum, is the bending moment at A. Apart from that, the length from B to any section will be maximum when section will be considered as A. When section will be considered at A. So therefore at A you will get the maximum bending moment, and what is the value? Value is 30 into 3, that is 90. Moving further, question number 5. The bending moment can be denoted by, we all know that bending moment is generally, in short, if you want to write, generally you write by capital M. So B is the correct option. Moving into the multiple choice question number 6. What is the question saying? The maximum bending moment in a cantilever beam subjected to UDL over the entire span. Again, what will be the value of bending moment if a cantilever is subjected to UDL over the entire length? Over the entire length means if this is the cantilever, then it is loaded with uniformly distributed load over the entire length. Now bending moment, where you will get the maximum value of bending moment, again you will get at the point A, at the fixed end. And what will be the value? See, always bending moment is considered to be a point load acting at its center of gravity. Means at a distance of, if hole is the distance L, so at a distance of L by 2 from the fixed end. And the load is, for example, small w, and small w per unit length. So means total load, point load at this center of this UDL will be WL. And WL, if you want to find the bending moment, here, So the bending moment will be equal to how much? Bending moment will be here equal to W into L. All right, and L into L, WL into L by 2 means WL square by 2. WL square by 2. So in the options, which is the one which is having the value WL square by 2? This I think there is some issue here. WL square by 2 should be here written here. WL square by 2 because WL is the load. All right. So in this way, option C is the correct option. Now moving into the next multiple choice question. Coming into the 7th multiple choice question. Determine the maximum bending moment for the given figure. So in this figure, this is a simply supported beam supported at A and B. It is loaded with W kilonewton load at its center. So the maximum bending moment, where you will get the value of where you will get the maximum bending moment. It is very obvious that the value of maximum bending moment, since the load is W, so the direction will be W by 2 on both sides because W load is acting at the center. So at A and B, at both these places, the reaction force will be W by 2, and therefore now if you are putting a section at its center, what will be the value? The value will be W by 2 into L by 2. W by 2 into L by 2 means WL by 4. WL by 4. This will be the maximum bending moment available at the center. WL by 4. Alright. So C is the correct option. Coming into the next multiple choice question. Question number 8. What is the variation in the bending moment in a simply supported beam carrying a point load at the center? Now variation, we want to know what will be the variation, means basically the diagram which we will draw for this type of case in which there is a simply supported beam and that is loaded with a point load at its center. So we all know in that case, if whenever there is a point load, you will get an inclined line at B and at A. Wherever there is support, at that positions generally the bending moment value is equal to 0, and where there is load you will get the maximum value. So just you will have to draw a line from here to here. Basically what it represents, it is representing a triangle. Therefore the variation of bending moment in simply supported beam with a point load is generally of triangular shape. So option A is the correct option. Moving into the multiple choice question number 9. What is the bending moment at end supports of a simply supported beam? So at the end supports of a simply supported beam, just now in the previous question I have told to you that at supports the bending moment value is 0. Coming into the MCQ number 10, what is the maximum shear force when a cantilever beam is loaded with a uniformly distributed load throughout? So the maximum value of shear force for a cantilever beam which is loaded with UDL throughout. Again the question is like this. You have a UDL which is supported at one end. Here it is supported. Alright, and this is the UDL. This is the UDL which is acting on it. On whole of the beam it is acting. On whole of the beam it is acting, students. And if the UDL is W per unit length, means we will consider it as point load acting at its center here, WL. And what will be the value of shear force? What will be the value of shear force then, students? WL is basically becomes your shear force. So WL is the shear force. A is the correct answer, that maximum shear force will be WL, which you will get where? You will get at the center. Alright. Everywhere at the right hand side you will have the minimum value 0, and on the left hand side you will get the maximum value equal to WL. So here you will get the maximum shear force value. Alright, so I hope you understood every multiple choice question discussed with you, and for your self study you can use some of the reference books which are given in this screen. Any of the book you can refer. All are very good books. As a test book you can use the last one, and for extended study you can use the all 4 given in the first 4 positions. That was all for today's lecture, students. Thank you and have a nice day.